The Las Vegas Raiders are at a crossroads. As they gear up for a crucial showdown against the Denver Broncos, a bold plan has emerged to put rookie Dylan Laube in the spotlight. But just as fans are focused on the field, Mark Davis has been making moves behind the scenes that are shaking up the NFL. What's really going on? Is this the start of a new chapter for the Raiders, or a sign of something much bigger? From game day strategies to ownership drama, this is the story every Raiders fan needs to hear. Let's break it all down. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. As the Raiders prepare to face the Broncos, all eyes are on Dylan Laube, a rookie with plenty to prove. Injuries to key players like Alexander Mattison and Zamir White have left the team thin at running back, giving Laube a golden opportunity to step up. According to reports, Laube is set to handle about 40% of the backfield touches, sharing the workload with veteran Ameer Abdullah. What makes this so exciting? Laube's potential lies in his speed, vision, and ability to adapt. However, it's no secret that his transition to the NFL has been bumpy. Coming from a non-FBS school, the jump in competition has been a challenge, and fumbling issues in preseason haven't helped his case. But with Scott Turner now calling the shots on offense, there's hope that Laube will finally get plays designed to match his strengths. Turner's approach is a game changer. Unlike the previous play caller, who often mismatched plays with personnel, Turner has shown he's willing to adapt. For Laube, that means more zone runs, designed to let him use his vision and explosiveness to find gaps, rather than power runs, which didn't suit his style. And let's not forget, Laube's best preseason runs came on outside zone plays, where his speed really stood out. This game isn't just about giving Laube touches, it's about seeing if he can be a long-term weapon for the Raiders. With a strong offensive line performance last week, there's optimism that the team can open up opportunities against Denver's tough defense. But the big question remains: can Laube rise to the occasion and make his mark when it matters most? As Laube gets ready to prove himself, the Raiders coaching staff is fine-tuning their strategy, but not without challenges. So, what can we expect from this high-stakes game? Let's take a closer look at the hurdles Laube and the offense will face. While Dylan Laube's opportunity is exciting, the road ahead is anything but easy. The Denver Broncos boast a tough, physical defense that won't give up ground without a fight. For a rookie still adjusting to the NFL's speed and strength, this matchup is a trial by fire. Laube's main challenge: holding onto the football. His preseason struggles with ball security are no secret, and against a defense known for forcing turnovers, there's no room for error. The Raiders' entire offense faces hurdles, starting with consistency in play calling. Scott Turner, in his second game as offensive coordinator, has shown promise by tailoring plays to his players' strengths. However, the team is still working to shake off habits from earlier in the season, where mismatched schemes and personnel led to stalled drives. Laube's success will depend heavily on whether Turner continues to call zone-based runs, allowing the rookie to rely on his vision and burst to exploit gaps. Then there's the offensive line, which showed improvement last week, but still has a lot to prove. Players like Dylan Parham and Paris Johnson need to step up and maintain clean running lanes against Denver's defensive front. If they can dominate the trenches, it'll give Laube and veteran Ameer Abdullah the breathing room they need to make an impact. While the Raiders focus on their battle with the Broncos, owner Mark Davis is making moves that have sent shockwaves through the NFL. Over the past 6 months, Davis has sold off 25% of his ownership in the Raiders, with the latest 15% share reportedly going to new investors. This follows earlier sales to Tom Brady and his business partners, raising questions about why Davis is parting with such significant stakes in the franchise. The timing of these sales is puzzling. The move to Las Vegas was supposed to strengthen the Raiders' financial position, with increased revenue from ticket sales, sponsorships, and the allure of a high-profile market. Yet, Davis's actions suggest either a need for immediate cash flow or a potential desire to distance himself from the team altogether. Fans, however, are concerned. Where is the money from these sales going? Earlier deals, like the 10% sold to Brady, have already raised eyebrows. Is this financial maneuvering setting the Raiders up for success, or is it a sign of instability behind the scenes? The timing of these sales is puzzling. The move to Las Vegas was supposed to strengthen the Raiders' financial position, with increased revenue from ticket sales, sponsorships, and the allure of a high-profile market. Yet Davis's actions suggest either a need for immediate cash flow or a potential desire to distance himself from the team altogether. Fans, however, are concerned. Where is the money from these sales going? Earlier deals, like the 10% sold to Brady, have already raised eyebrows. Is this financial maneuvering setting the Raiders up for success, or is it a sign of instability behind the scenes? As these questions loom, one thing is clear: the decisions Davis is making will shape the Raiders' future for years to come. But while ownership changes grab headlines, the team still has to perform on the field. Amid the drama, Davante Adams' ongoing feud with the Raiders has added another layer of tension to this already complicated story. Let's break down what the star receiver had to say. Davante Adams has added fuel to the fire with his sharp public criticisms of the team. The star receiver hasn't held back, making his frustrations clear in interviews and podcasts. For many fans, it feels like Adams has one foot out the door, and his words are doing little to strengthen his ties to the franchise. Adams' main gripe? The lack of direction and success since his move to Las Vegas. When Adams joined the Raiders, he believed he was signing up for a team on the rise, close to family, paired with a quarterback he trusted, and led by an offensive system that played to his strengths. But reality quickly set in. The departure of Derek Carr and the chaos surrounding the coaching staff left Adams questioning his decision. Now, Adams frequently compares his time with the Raiders to his years with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. While understandable, these remarks feel like jabs at the organization. Most recently, Adams hinted that he feels helpless at times, a comment that hasn't sat well with the fan base. The Raiders' struggles have only amplified the tension, with Adams often coming off as more focused on personal achievements than the team's success. What makes this even more frustrating for fans is the stark contrast between Adams and former quarterback Derek Carr. When Carr parted ways with the Raiders, he did so with class, never publicly criticizing the team despite clear frustrations. Adams, on the other hand, has taken every opportunity to air his grievances, leaving many to wonder if he's burning bridges in the process. The bigger question is, where does this leave Adams and the Raiders? His contract still ties him to the team, but his comments suggest a desire for a fresh start elsewhere. For a player of his caliber, the situation feels unsustainable. But with the trade deadline passed and no easy way out, both Adams and the Raiders are stuck in a tense partnership for now. As Adams' words echo across the league, the Raiders find themselves at a critical juncture. Will they rally together and turn things around, or will this tension further derail their season? With the Broncos game looming, the Raiders need focus and unity more than ever. But is the team prepared to rise above the noise? Let's look ahead to the implications of this must-win game. The upcoming game against the Denver Broncos isn't just another matchup on the Raiders' schedule, it's a defining moment for their season. A win could provide a much-needed boost to morale, while a loss would deepen the questions surrounding the team's future. For a franchise already dealing with internal drama, the stakes couldn't be higher. The offensive line will also play a pivotal role. Players like Dylan Parham and Paris Johnson need to build on their recent improvements and protect their quarterback while creating running lanes for Laube and Amir Abdullah. Denver's defense is no pushover, so the Raiders' ability to establish the run game and control the clock will be key. The outcome of this game will ripple far beyond the scoreboard. It will set the tone for the Raiders' remaining games and influence key offseason decisions. Will the Raiders rise to the challenge and deliver a statement win, or will the Broncos capitalize on their turmoil? As the dust settles on this critical game, the Raiders' future hangs in the balance. As the Raiders navigate this uncertain path, one thing is clear: every move they make is under the microscope. Fans, critics, and the league as a whole are watching closely to see how the team handles the pressure. The road ahead is full of questions, but one thing's for sure: whatever happens next will shape the Raiders and the NFL for years to come. With so much at stake both on and off the field, the Raiders' story is far from over. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Davis's moves are setting the team up for success, or is this the beginning of the end for his era? Do you think the Raiders' new game plan will be enough to overcome the Broncos' tough defense, or are there still too many gaps to fill? Whatever your thoughts, one thing is certain: this season is a turning point for the Las Vegas Raiders.